Hi, welcome to this part of our training program. In this part of the program, we will learn how to configure two important bits of information in Cambridge LMS. Before you start your course, you need to configure the time zone in Cambridge LMS. This is important because by default, Cambridge LMS has been configured in London time. You need to change this to Lima time so that your students receive their announcements and they can see the homework schedule at the right time. To do it, you follow a very simple process. You need to go to My Profile, click on Edit, and scroll down to Locale Settings until you see the default time zone. Change the default time zone to America and Lima and save these settings. Let's see how this is done in Cambridge LMS. I'm going to access the website with my username and password. And once inside, go to My Profile, which is inside My Tools. Click on Edit and scroll down to Locale Settings. Change your time zone to America Lima and click on Save. That's the very first things that you and your students need to do. Students need to do it as well because in that way they will receive the information exactly in the same time zone that you have configured your system. The next bit of information that you need to configure is the content for your class. It is very important that you configure the content because this will limit the visibility of the contents available for students. In the self-study mode, students have access to all the materials in the course, very much like a textbook that is available to you to look at. However, for a particular class that has been assigned to you, you need to configure the content that has been assigned to your class in particular. The process is again very simple. You are going to click on your class, which is next to your class code. Click on Content. Click on Edit Display Order and Visibility. And parallel to this, go to Campus Virtual Zona de Docentes to download the latest or updated monthly planner. The monthly planner tells you what units you have to do each month so that you know which units you have to make visible for students. For example, in Basic 109, students will do Units 3 and 6. This means that I need to make visible only those two units. The rest of the units are invisible and students will not be able to see them. To do that, you are going to access the Display Visibility and make invisible all the units or all the contents that are not necessary. Course contents include the course, the reviews, the games, and the tests. Course contents do not include the checkpoints or workbooks. This is because the checkpoints follow a different order than the ones we use for our classes, and the workbook has not been considered as part of the course. About the tests, remember that tests need to be visible only when the test has come. Each test is made visible at the end of the contact session preceding the day of the test in the official calendar. Each test is closed 1 hour before the following contact session. Let's see how this is done in Cambridge LMS. I'm going to go home here and I will enter my class. Remember, the class is next to your class code. Once you are inside the class, we're going to click on Content and edit the content for students. You're going to edit Display, and you will see all the contents in Touchstone. We need to make visible only those that are necessary for the course. In this case, for Basic 5, I will make visible only Unit 1, 2, and 11. The workbook is invisible in full. The reviews are visible only for Unit 1, 2, and 11. The checkpoints are invisible. The games are visible only for Units 1, 2, and 11. And the tests are invisible by now. I will make these tests visible only when the day has come. Remember, I'll make them visible after the contact session preceding the test, and I will make them invisible again 1 hour before the next contact session. You can also hide or make invisible the content tabs. The content tabs are the ones that students see at the once they click on the content. These are the content tabs. As you can see here, we cannot see the content tab of the workbook and we cannot see the content tab of the checkpoints because I have made them invisible. I have only made visible Units 1, 2, and 11, Review 1, 2, and 11, Games of Unit 1, 2, and 11, and my tests are not visible yet because I don't have a test in these days. Okay, in this presentation you have learned how to make your content visible and how to configure your time zone. Now, revise this presentation again if necessary or go to the topic quiz.